Metro Atlanta healthcare providers on high alert tonight for signs of measles. The CDC says 3 cases have been reported in the month in Georgia, and as other states are also reporting their outbreaks. Not surprisingly, the story has sparked a debate on our Facebook page over vaccinations, with a lot of misinformation out there. So we want to head over to Elwin Lopez, who's been working to answer your questions tonight, separating facts from the fears.
Yeah, Faith, we know all 3 cases in Georgia are linked to one family here. And as of now, there aren't any other cases in our state. But this comes at a time when there's a measles outbreak in parts of the Pacific Northwest. And while vaccines still seem controversial for some, health officials insist it's a no-brainer.
In the U.S., there are now cases of measles when just as recently as the year 2000, the CDC said measles was eradicated. And here we keep seeing it year after year. And people avoiding vaccines is definitely the problem.
Besides the misinformation about the vaccine going on social media, there's a lot of misinformation about how deadly this disease is.
The CDC says last year alone there were 349 cases of measles in 26 states and the District of Columbia. That's the second greatest number of annual cases since measles was eradicated in the U.S. 19 years ago. The greatest was 667 cases in 2014. To put that into perspective here, in Georgia, 6 cases have been reported since 2005.
You start developing usually a fever, pretty high fever, often a cough, a runny nose, what we call coryza, and conjunctivitis, or red eyes. And that cough and that runny nose are all full of the measles virus. And as you cough, you're spreading it to others, and you're also spreading it to the environment.
So how worried should you be?
We've got a potentially deadly disease that's exquisitely contagious, and we have a very effective and very safe and very cheap prevention for it, specifically measles vaccination.
Now, the Georgia Department of Health says 95% of the people who receive the vaccine develop an immunity to measles, mumps, and rubella.
For the most part, if you have been vaccinated, you have nothing to worry about. The children that you may have, if they've been vaccinated, there's nothing to worry about.
Right now, there are 31 cases near Portland, Oregon. NBC News reporting 26 of those patients had not been vaccinated, and most of those cases are children under the age of 10. Now, it's important to point out that those at most risk are people with compromised immune systems, also at risk infants who are too young to get the vaccine, and women who are pregnant. In the newsroom, I'm Elwin Lopez, 11 Alive News.